Okay, ladies, since you guys had such a pleasure listening to my last story about how a girl played me, I decided to entertain you guys with another one. Kind of says a lot about some of you guys out there that want me to keep talking about these type of stories. But another story time with Father Addicts. All right, look, man. I've said this story in it, passing by. You know, like I've subtly said the story throughout this channel. But let me give you guys this whole story, right? So I met this girl. By the way, you guys can purchase my t-shirts, my sweaters, on the description down below where it says purchase merch. They're my paintings, by the way. So I met this girl on this website called datemyschool.com. That was back in 2012. And this random girl hit me up about how she wanted, you know, how she liked my photos and stuff like that. Anyway, so when I saw her photos, she was one of those girls that looked better in real life than in her photos. Her photos weren't nothing crazy. But when I Skyped with her, I was like, holy fuck. I didn't see them titties. I'm kidding. But for real. Take old biddies. Anyway, so long story short, she came from Florida, and came to visit me in New York City, right? And I was so excited to see her because we were chatting for like a whole month. And she was just too hot. I was like, yo, you need to get over here right now, right? But at that time, I was broke. So we got a room in Bushwick. She came over, you know, and the first night was incredible. In fact, it was a dream. I'm not gonna lie. The next day, it was good. The next day, slowly diminished. After 3 days, I was tired of her ass, right? She stayed with me for 2 long, torturous weeks. Now, the problem was not the fact that she was a bad person, but the fact that she was just in my face all the time. She wouldn't give me space. She had this perpetual smile on her face. And don't get me wrong, it's pretty, it's nice. She's actually one of the most beautiful girls I've ever been with. But because she was so there, I got tired of her. Like, she would do this like psycho smile, like, you know, and it was just too much attention for me, to be honest with you. I didn't like that. Anyway, the time came for her to leave, thank goodness. And when she left, she had a little tear in her eye, right? She was crying and shit. I was like, all right, cool, man, whatever. And anyway, she left. When she left, man, it felt like a burden coming out of my back. It was unbelievable. I felt free, right? But for 2 weeks, I didn't even look at her photos. For 2 weeks, she kept messaging me. I would respond from time to time, but I wasn't too enthusiastic. And I bet she noticed that I wasn't responding as much. But then I started noticing there was another dude on her Facebook. That dude was liking all her photos. That dude was commenting on all her photos. And she was responding. All of a sudden, the desire for her to leave me alone changed into me wanting to win her over. Now, what is this called? This is called a sexually competitive state. When men see other men wanting or desiring what you desire, they naturally compete even harder, right? So that's what happened with her. In fact, let me show you an experiment that they did with monkeys. Orangutan saw robot. Right? This is pretty much what happens when you present another man into the life of a man, right? He'll naturally become more competitive. Let me show you what happens, right? Watch. Let me show you what happens, right? Look at this.
20 years ago, a rescue orangutan learned how to saw by watching people constructing the hut.
Right, this is an orangutan learning how to saw, right?
But this is a totally different.
And he's chilling.
Orangutan.
Nothing crazy, right? But look what happens, right?
Seems to take pride in her work.
Notice the way this orangutan is working. Right? Slow, not too fast, but he's still working. Right? But look what happens.
She uses her feet as a vice to steady the branch.
This is pretty much what happens, look.
And has joined her.
Now they added a robotic orangutan that was doing the same thing. And look what happened to the orangutan now.
Seems to be bringing out a competitive streak. She's becoming even more enthusiastic.
This is pretty much when you include Tyrone, and this is what happens when you include Tyrone into the picture, right? The guy will start to work a little bit harder.
Seems to be bringing out a competitive streak. She's becoming even more enthusiastic.
Right? And so what she did was that she added that guy into the picture. All of a sudden, what I felt was mine, I felt it was leaving my grasp. So what did she do? One, I don't think she did it on purpose, to be honest with you. But what she did, one, she actually thinking about it, I don't think she did much. All she responded to me and messaged me the same way. The only difference was that now she was responding to another dude on her comment section, and she wouldn't respond to other people. She only respond to me and him. And what that and it wasn't like I thought she was cheating. No, in hindsight, you know, they were talking. Fuck, bitch. Hope she dies. Sorry, no. Hope she doesn't die. I hope she fucking hits her toe on a fucking rock or something like that. But it naturally made me start chasing. And I remember I started chasing harder, right? I got jealous, and the emotions I felt before seeing her in person increased even more. To the point that she actually was supposed to come that winter, and she didn't come. She stopped coming, right? She broke up with me. And it took me a whole year to get over it. And I can promise you, one of the reasons it took me a whole year to get over it, it wasn't because she just broke up with me. It was because she broke up with me as a result of the other dude. Now, in hindsight, I realized long distance relationships, you know, she's a girl that likes having a guy close to her. So I understand. And in hindsight, I also believe that it would not have worked out. She would have annoyed the living fuck out of me to the point where I wouldn't even want to deal with her anymore. But this is pretty much how to get a guy back into your life. Sometimes it's not about acting cold with him. Sometimes just putting him in a sexually competitive state by including other guys in your life. So that's all you have to do. But if you want to, you could start acting a little cold from time to time. But this only works if you don't have a history of cheating. Because if you include another guy, and when I say include another guy, I don't mean you bringing him into your home. That means maybe you have a personal trainer and you talk about how good of a personal trainer he is. Maybe you have Jake, the yoga teacher, and you talk about how good Jake, the yoga teacher, is. Right? All of those things will make him wonder and ask himself, why is she talking so much about him? What's a big deal with this guy, right? And naturally, a man will feel like there's competition, and he'll work harder. And the way he'll work harder is not that all of a sudden he'll work harder, because what inspires, what makes you work hard for something? The thought of getting a reward. Your brain will release dopamine mixed in with testosterone, which will make him work hard, and his dick will be the one guiding that work. In other words, he might be working out and lifting weights, but if he's doing it because you told him that you love the way Tyrone, the personal trainer, looks, or how good in shape he is, he's not just working out. His dick is saying 1 rep, 2 rep, 3 rep. You see what I'm saying? It's one thing for him to want to work out for his health. All of a sudden, he's like 1 rep, 2 rep, and his dick is not the motivator. But when he's working out to get you, him and his dick are hand in hand. And I can promise you, the work he'll put in, you'll be consistently on his mind. And that's pretty much how you put a guy in a sexually competitive state. Okay? All right, so that's a story for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed in my suffering, because a lot of you ladies are pretty toxic. I know that for sure. Purchase my online courses. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org on the description down below. You can click on that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life. This is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces. One is 8, 19, and one is 14, 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one will teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace, and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women of power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship, and this a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you can read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so most likely I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you can pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. I'm closing the channel.